It is Thursday, June 13th. It is 7 p.m. in the evening, and we are on the Wheeler National Wildlife Refuge. Came out after work. Thought we'd do a little evening paddle. Maybe take in some of the sights and sounds of the Wheeler National Wildlife Refuge, which is where I do a lot of my paddling because it's convenient and beautiful and fun. But it's all paddling next to no current. And I should have brought my sunglasses. I cannot see a thing. But that's okay. And I'll tell you why. Because I know these here waters like the back of my hand. Well, maybe not, but it is bright. I had just shoved off and I thought about them. And I thought, I should go back and get them. I was like, nah. I've had a couple people tell me I should talk more on these videos. Early on, I did talk on several. Then I kind of went through several where I didn't talk. And I guess that's, for really about two equal reasons. One is it's a little more trouble to record my audio, which I have to record separately because both my cameras are in waterproof cases. And when they're in those cases, they just do not pick up a sound worth any count. So I have to have my lapel mic and my digital recorder, which I keep in my pocket there. Let me show you. This is my audio recorder. So that's something I have to do separate, which is just an extra piece of gear to have with me. And, I pretty much have to have my life vest on to have a place to hang the lapel mic. I think I have a little lanyard or something in my bag that would let me attach it to, but I thought I'll just wear my PFD today. So that's one reason. The other reason is when I get back and start working on the videos, it makes the production process, if you will, a lot more time consuming to get the sound synced up with the audio. The video. Because the sound is one continuous file. It just records and it creates one file, and it's not that big because it's just audio. These cameras will record. I have them both set currently to record in 4K definition at 30 frames per second, and at that setting, the file system on the cameras have a limit as to how big one single file can be, which is about 4 gig or less. And that ends up being probably about 7 or 8 minutes. So every 7 or 8 minutes, it closes one file and starts another one. And of course, when you're editing and you put them back together, you can't tell that, but it just means that, and plus you I do seldom use long series of video without having to cut and splice and edit. So every time you make a cut, that means you've got to cut your audio too, and it's just a lot more work. So one reason was just having to deal with my the audio recorder. Second reason is the time to increase in putting the videos together. Third reason, really, is I just don't like talking that much sometimes. There have been some trips that seemingly I wouldn't just shut up. Matter of fact, the clips where I talk are my longest videos. I think they're upwards of 27, 8 minutes. If I don't talk, they tend to be shorter. I've already had a couple of boats pass by. I hear another one in the distance. May hear them from time to time. But this part of the refuge is where Flint Creek comes through, and it's a lot of backwater. So like where I am at this moment is really backwaters off of Flint Creek and off of the river. But I'm within eye shot over that way of the actual Flint Creek channel. That's where the boats go. Where I am now is fairly shallow. That deep. And most of these areas in here are 3 or 4 foot or less. So you seldom have a lot of boats back in here. They tend to, in this area, stay on the creek channel. Plus, that's probably where most of your best fishing is anyway. Since I'm doing an evening paddle, and I'm going to be out around sunset, I usually try to have my headlamps with me. I have a couple of headlamps that I can just put on and turn on if it gets too dark, in case I time it wrong. I generally try to be back to the ramp before I have to use those, but I do have them just in case. You never know what might happen, or I might just time it wrong. I was out here in this exact location, I guess it was Saturday afternoon, paddling around, and I knew we had a chance for storms. And when I first put out, I checked the radar on my phone, because I have cell coverage through just about this entire area. Checked the radar on my phone several times, and there was some stuff around, but nothing ever really that close. I'd taken a picture and texted it to my dad, and he said, "It's raining here. You better check, keep an eye on the weather." I was like, "Yeah, I have been." Well, as soon as I sent that, I realized I hadn't actually checked the radar in a while, because the last several times I had, there was nothing. So I checked it. By George, there was a storm bearing down on me. So I put everything up and hunkered down and paddled for all I was worth to get back to the truck. And it caught me when I was within eye shot of the ramp. But it felt good. It was pretty warm Saturday. There wasn't any lightning, thank goodness, so it was not bad. It felt good. It was actually enjoyable. But it come down pretty hard there at the beginning. I'll tell y'all what I'm going to do, because this is the real reason I brought my audio recorder out here. I'm going to shut up, let y'all listen to the sounds of the Wheeler National Wildlife Refuge. Right now it's mostly just birds, pretty loud red-winged blackbirds left and right. Maybe the frogs will get cranked up here. Man, when they get going, they are loud, and it sounds like there's 1,000 of them. I'm just going to paddle here a little bit and be quiet, and hopefully y'all can hear these sounds. Y'all hear that owl? Couple of white herons, or egrets maybe. Deer. I think that's an osprey. Well, probably getting about time to head on back. Well, let's go.